Good morning and welcome to week 3 of the fall 2017 semester. We have been working really hard on the first couple of weeks, and now it's time to start doing some composition stuff as far as writing an essay. So this is going to be the first week of the essay. We take 2 weeks to write essays. Essay writing is a process which includes pre-writing, which we did all of last week, whether or not you knew it or not. And then we're going to take what we worked on last week, some of the ideas that we kind of made through last week, and start thinking about them this week in a different way. So this week you'll have an essay due on the draft, 4 pages, on Friday. So please write a full 4 pages. If you're 3.5 pages, that's okay. If you're 2 pages, that's not okay. All right, we need to get to the full amount when we write drafts. And I had a student last semester say that that's crazy, and I said that that's writing. Okay, you can't really write until after you have written to the page limit. After that, you can go back and revise and start really working on it and making it a good artifact, a good text. When I write my essays, I have one this weekend. I'll be presenting an essay actually on Thursday and Friday in Cincinnati. We wrote it all summer, and it's about 35 pages long, about 7,000 words. And what that was a lot of, the first draft was a lot of just words. And then we were able to, after we got to, the requirement was 3,000 to 8,000 words. After we got to about 5,000 words, we started really revising, and we got, and now we're where we need to be. Although I know after we present it on Thursday and Friday, we'll go back and revise it again, and it'll be a completely different page limit. So it's the same thing with you. Get 4 pages written, and then we can go back and really write and really revise. Okay, that's the writing process. That pre-writing stuff. The first drafting is pre-writing. The first draft, or the zero draft, sometimes you've heard of it. And it's different for most of you. Most of you are used to writing an essay on a Friday and turning it on Monday. Or on a Thursday and turning it on Friday sometimes. We can't do that. You're not going to write a paper in this class overnight. All right? So we're going to work on it all week, this week. And then you're going to turn it into the discussion board on Friday. And then you will peer review your partner's essays, and we'll go over that here in a second. All right, so you also have an MLA quiz due by Sunday at 11:30 p.m. None of these essays have to have quotes or paraphrases, but if you do, you need to cite them correctly. Some of these essays might need them as far as the way you're writing them, but they don't absolutely have to know them. So it's kind of how you do it. So here are the 3 essay prompts. You choose one. Find a place in the Akron area, not Cleveland, this area, where you're going to school. And you'll probably have to look it up in the Akron Beacon Journal, Devil Strip, Cleveland Magazine, which covers Ohio, this area, or other newspaper magazines, books, and go there and sit for a couple hours. Very similar to what Giffords did. This can be recent news, or it can be a historical event like Sojourner Truth, Ted Bundy. If you don't know what they have to do with Akron, go look it up. What does it look like, feel like, sound like, taste like? Research this place. Can you show the reader the difference between then and now? One moment's quiet and the other is newsworthy, okay? So that's the first essay. Second essay, think of a place that means a lot to you. It doesn't have to be here in Akron. It can be anywhere as long as it's a real place that your classmates and teachers can visit. It doesn't have to be here. I can visit 2 hours away or fly to Europe. Gives me an excuse. Think of a story that happened to you in this place. How did it make you feel? Convey those emotions to the reader. Make them feel the same way you felt. Juxtapose the cultural artifact to your story. What does that artifact remind you of the place? Think about stones. We just read that last week. How does sitting at the smokestacks of Akron nest with music of the 90s post-industrial grunge movement? Okay, think about that. So place that has some things that you can kind of talk about, explain in 4 pages. Or finally, think about looking for a name. Take a trip to a thrift shop at Akron. Use the chapter looking for a name to guide your visits. What can you find that shows where the culture of this city is today? Giffords talks a lot about what that means. Okay, so I'm not going to write that all down in the essay prompt, but really go back and look at and read looking for a name and approach your essay that way. Very similar. Okay, this is due Friday, 11:30 p.m. And then you have a partner. You'll read your partner's draft and answer the questions that are listed, and also you'll have your MLA quiz. So in the discussion page, you will find Essay 1, peer review of the essays. So here are the questions. All right? You're going to read your essay, then you'll hit reply. Okay? So just like we did on the other 2 rhetorical discussions. Okay, most of you have got those figured out. A couple of you are still struggling. If you're struggling with that, maybe you come and see me because there's only 2 people struggling and there's 20 people in this class. So hit reply. I don't know. The biggest thing is that it's only open for a window. And so if you uploaded it on Friday at 11:30 p.m., you won't be able to reply to your partners, okay? Because it's closed at 11:30 p.m. So you have to take advantage of the fact that you should turn it in a few hours in advance. I have this cold. Excuse me. All right. Does the opening, these are the peer review questions. Does the opening make you want to read the full essay? What 3 things does the author do well in the opening? That doesn't have to just be the opening paragraph. It can be a few paragraphs. Is the essay entertaining? Does it keep you engaged? What are 2 parts of the essay that are engaging or memorable? Did we use MLA 8 if there are outside sources? Does the author provide vivid description? Think about description. What did you like about part of their story? Or if number 2, the one that incorporates stones, did they feel as though the writer understood other culture? What 5 words or phrases provide the most description? Does the essay provide the reader a learning experience? What did you learn from the story? Is it at least 4 pages long? Does it have a solid title? Provide an alternate title to the author? Just write a new title. Did you enjoy reading it? Any crazy grammar issues? Think about the closing. Does it make you want to read more on this topic? Would you want to write on the same concept? The closing should wrap everything up but make the reader want more from the author. Okay? If your partner does not turn this in before Friday 11:30 p.m., email them and CC me. Say, hey, I don't have it or I can't find it, and we'll work from there. If you're having problems like they turn it in as a pages document, which you shouldn't, Word, .doc, a .docx, or a PDF. Okay? But again, email them. CC me. All right, partners, Amanda and Alexis, Aaron and Whitney, Adriana and Jacob, Vershawn and Catherine, McKenna and Riley, Bailey and Alec, Casey and Elizabeth, George and Matt, Sarah and Emily and Austin, Emily Miller and Sarah Hicks, and Austin Morris and Emily Motes. Again, if your partner does not turn it in by 11:30 p.m. on Friday, email them and CC me. They'll turn it in. You'll click on their paper, read it, hit reply, and answer it. Okay, you will be graded on your peer review. Okay, questions? Let me know. Otherwise, peer review, the papers are due Friday by 11:30 p.m. Peer reviews due Sunday by 11:30 p.m. and you have your MLA quiz. Okay, that's what you have to do this week. Work on that paper. It has to be at least 4 pages.